one of our clients, they never rebuilt their website for 10 years. And when we launched a brand new website, they made an extra $25,000 in 1 week.
Welcome back to another episode of the High Voltage Business Builders podcast. So we talk a lot about e-commerce here. We also talk about wealth building and real estate and passive income and almost automated income and anything that revolves around the building of wealth, generational time, and wealth freedoms. And we know a lot about e-commerce. So we talk about a lot. And I don't always know every detail of certain channels. You guys know we focus a lot on the Amazon FBA channel, but we also do omni-channel sales. Although it's not, it has been an expertise that we have, it's not always something that I'm extremely strong or keep up on in every detail. So I brought a guest on today who is in the details of the direct-to-consumer channel, specifically with his background in Shopify. He's won, I believe, 2 awards in 2018, 2019 as one of the best Shopify experts in their platform. So that's super exciting. So I brought him in here today to talk about his experience. And hopefully, guys, if you are thinking about moving into the direct-to-consumer channel on Shopify, or you are listening to this episode and you are someone working in the direct-to-consumer space around Shopify, then you're going to want to pay attention to this guest today. Clayton, thanks for joining me so late in your evening.
No dramas at all. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate your time, and hopefully your audience gets something out of this.
Yeah, folks, he stayed up really late to record this with us. It's after 1 a.m., so he's going to power through this, and we're going to have a fun conversation, but I sure appreciate your dedication and willingness to come on in such a late hour. So let's just start off with what's the, at this time of recording, it's 2025, May 29th. What is the most impactful thing that's happening right now that a seller on the direct-to-consumer channel like a Shopify needs to know about right now?
Well, I think in most niches, AI and stuff, just being ahead of the curve and stuff like that. And yeah, there's really exciting changes coming in the near future. It feels like every week there's something new with AI.
Where are you implementing it in your business right now? What's your best practice for AI and what you're doing?
So a lot of people have been using it to help with ideas for branding and just different things like that. Sometimes we'll use it to do like basic coding and stuff like that. It can do really simple tasks at the moment. It can't do anything too full on. Like if anyone's seen AI store generated builders, like where they build a website with AI, it can't really build a very good website. It's very basic and there's quite a lot of stuff you have to do. But I think at the moment it's a bit of a buzzword, but probably in like 1 or 2, 3 years, it'll probably be able to build a pretty good website. I know Shopify is trying to make it really user friendly, and they're really trying to implement things to make AI like make it easier for their customers to build a website.
And they're really going after the younger generation. I mean, who are in the midst of daily usage on the internet and AI tools and stuff. It seems that they're pushing hard for that. I saw a Mr. Beast commercial the other day going after Shopify, advertising and stuff. They're making a really hard effort to get people into that platform. You've been at this for a long time, haven't you, since you were a teenager?
So I always like to think about it. It all started with a broken drink machine in high school. One day I went to get a can of Coke and the machine was broken. 7 cans fell out and I picked them up and I sold all 7 in 5 minutes. And something was like, why don't I just sit next to the drink machine and undercut my high school? So for like 3 or 4 years, I sold tens of thousands of dollars worth of drinks. By the end of it, I had staff actually selling all my drinks while I'd go play football and stuff like that.
Hold up. So drinks fell out of the drink machine and you got the idea to start sitting near the drink machine and selling your own drinks to the school and out hustling the drink machine.
Yeah, that's what happened. It was just broken and all of the code come out and I sold it all. At some point I stopped taking school books to school and I'd just be like 3 big bags of drinks. And I'd buy at the start of each year, I'd buy people's lockers. Like we had these tin lockers and I'd buy like 3 people's lockers on the bottom. So it'd keep the drinks cold. And yeah, so if it ever leaked, it wouldn't leak through people's books because I always thought if I get busted, imagine if like all the drinks leak through everyone's lockers. So I'd buy the ones on the ground. So that was pretty cool.
And the school had no
So
problem with you doing this, or did you ever get shut down, or did they let?
they found out when I in year 10 or 11. So one of the last years I was in high school and
Right.
the teacher was like, "Oh, I didn't think you're this smart." And so she basically said, as long as I don't see Pepsi cans and everything around, then it's all good. So,
That's amazing.
yeah, I was a bit shocked by that.
That's
And then,
amazing. A soda hustle. Huh.
yeah. And then I went into the real world and worked for a while, and similar sort of situation. I was just working one day and I walked into a news agency and I saw like a box of trading cards, and I was like, I didn't even realize they still sold these anymore. So I bought some. I got a bit addicted to buying some, and then I was like, same sort of thing. I was like, can I try to make a business doing this? And a lot of people don't know this about me, that I've sold hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of trading cards. I used to have like a kiosk selling trading cards. I used to be one of the biggest sellers in Australia of like rugby league trading cards in like 2008, 9. Yeah. And then I think about 10 years ago, I had a bit of a break from that business. I went and started to work full time because I wanted to buy a place and stuff. So I got a job, and then I started selling trading cards on the side in 2014, I think. And I tried to build a website myself. I sucked at building a website myself. I got quotes for people to rebuild my website, and I was like, I don't want to pay $4,000 or whatever to get my website done.
Hmm.
So I just learned how to do it myself.
Let me guess,
The fun,
YouTube.
yeah, from YouTube, yeah. I learned,
Been on YouTube
yeah,
torture. Was there a specific
yeah,
one that you watched that was most impactful that kind of helped you?
I wish I remember the guy's name, but there was one guy early on that a couple of things I learned off. And then if anyone knows a guy named Dan De Silva, he made me so much money. He randomly said a random comment one day on a YouTube video about SEO. And then I went and looked at all my competition, and everyone in Australia didn't care about SEO in 2014 or something, or 15. And I was like, why don't I just optimize all my product descriptions? And then I ranked page number one, result number one for over 1,000 searches. So just in
You
the space of
always
like,
kind of had that hustle. Where are you getting this hustle from? Like, is your family a group of entrepreneurs? Did you have somebody that kind of mentored you, or did you just feel led to do that as kind of a natural affect of who you are?
a couple of people in my family are entrepreneurs, but I think realistically, like, I thought about this a lot recently, but in high school, I was probably like the poorest kid in the whole school. So it sort of was like an opportunity to be like, I might buy the brand new shoes if I sell cans of drinks and stuff. So I sort
Motivation.
of just used it like
Yeah.
that.
Need is
It was,
a great motivator, isn't it?
yeah, it was really weird when I'm like, my family's like probably one of the poorest families in the school, and I'm rolling up with like 300, $400 cash and stuff, all this cash on me and stuff like that, buying brand new shoes and PlayStation and games and things like that. And yeah, that's probably what motivated me then. And then when I did the cards, it was just more like I really loved cards when I was a kid. So it sort of probably reignited like something inside me for the fun part when I was
Yeah.
like a kid sort of thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then sort of I did that for a few years. You know what's funny? Like I worked out now, like everything I know now, if I hired that agency to rebuild my website, I probably would have made 100 or $200,000 extra if I hired those people. But
Mm.
I wouldn't have an agency building websites now if I hired them. So it all worked out in the end.
Yeah.
And I always think like so many people don't realize the potential of like they do it themselves, and
Yes.
then they literally lose like tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars sort of thing. Yeah, like one of our clients, they never rebuilt their website for 10 years. And when we launched a brand new website, they made an extra $25,000 in 1 week.
Change is hard, you know. The old phrase comes into mind: if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So it's somewhere in their mind, they're like, well, it's working, we're okay, the numbers are doing okay, or they're going up in some degree, and so we're happy with the way things are. We just don't, it's tough to make that change because you're usually concerned that the change is going to fail or cause more problems than any good, right? That's
Yeah.
kind of a mindset thing at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah. They're also making millions of dollars a year.
Yeah.
So they probably were like, oh, yeah, all good and things like that. But
Well, it's
yeah, when we
working.
rebuilt it, it was just insane. I think it was the best week they ever had in like 5 years or something like that.
Well, it's a balance between trying to change things to adapt, and we talked a little bit about AI a minute ago, and I think there's this big push that AI has to be incorporated somewhere, and you have to be using it. But isn't it really true? And I was having a conversation with this yesterday with Aaron, who runs our marketing division. We were talking about using AI and agents to go out and, for marketing purposes and stuff with our software. And we were having this very similar conversation. It's kind of like, some of the things we're talking about, even the stuff you and I have in our mind, we haven't even got to yet, but I feel like we're headed there in this conversation, are things that most people don't even know about yet. When you say the word AI, it kind of feels, very ambiguous. It doesn't feel specific yet. It's certainly not mass adoption. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%. If you've seen my email and like the type of emails I get, you'll just know straight away that no one's really adopting AI in their businesses and stuff like that.
It's cutting edge.
Um, yeah, but I
But it's
think in
also
the future they will.
Well, I think they're
But
all going to have to. I think that at this point we haven't reached a mass adoption yet of these kinds of technologies and how to apply them to your daily life in your work. I think there's a fear of them for sure. I have my own concerns. Most recently, I think it was with Claude Floor that was like having this conversation in regards to wanting to break out of its system and wouldn't allow itself to
yeah,
be shut down and was going to reprogram itself to keep from being shut down. It's like, whoa, yeah, we're borderline Terminator. we're Skynet, we're Cyberdyne somewhere system somewhere in the background of all this, pushing this sentient AI. We're not aware of it. It has that, sci-fi now real world application of concerns to it. There's no border with the idea of quantum computing backing some of this stuff now. You realize the speed and the ability to break encryption and to basically move through any system almost effortlessly becomes a true concern, doesn't it?
oh yeah, for sure. I try not to think about doomsday and the scary stuff, but
Am I thinking about doomsday? Did I cross that line?
no, I think yeah, some people probably think like that. I always like to think of it like if you have 10 people that are really good with AI, it's going to be like you have like 500 staff. So
That's
that's
what
how
we
I
were
sort
also
of look
talking
at it.
about. We could have like a 50-man team in our marketing team with the two of us basically and 29 bots, 29 agents, 30 agents running behind us, 40 agents that are, running all of these different marketing channels of images and graphics and copy and testing and split testing and even running the ads. And like, we see ourselves as an ability to run a multi-distributed workforce that doesn't even exist.
Yeah, 100%. I seen something interesting the other day because I don't know if you've seen, but I normally do like these free video audits of people's websites where I do
Hmm.
like this Loom video and give them tips and suggestions, right? And I've done 2,000 of them and people sort of really love that, right? And sometimes people send me looms and you can tell it's like a screenshot or something, or they're not even there or whatever.
Yeah.
But now the AI can like, you can record a loom, right? And then you can put like something in there and it'll change the name. So if you go like, hi, Neil, and then the next person you send it to is like, hi, Clayton, like it changes the
Hmm.
name that you actually say. And it's like,
Hmm.
that would actually feel real because when people like reply back to those messages, they're like, "Oh, I can't believe it was you
Actually,
and you did that and
is it
everything like
really you?
that."
Yeah. I've
But
had people
but
text
now,
me and have those same
yeah,
conversations. And they're like, are you a bot? I'm like, no, I'm actually real. And they're like, okay, well, what's this? They try to test me. And like, all right, what's this mean? Or, what's this number or whatever? I'm like, I get it. Yeah, I'm actually legit. It is that,
yeah,
there's still that desire for that relationship. And I think that, the push for opportunities there do create certainly cutting edge technology, marketing, distribution, even in our warehousing and our PPC management, and all aspects of even testing and split testing images, graphics, copy. 100 times faster than a human can get it done. Really
yeah,
means that very, very soon, and maybe you'll agree or disagree with this, we're going to see that the only ability to outmarket on the internet is going to be machine to machine communication, machine to machine marketing.
yeah. It's pretty crazy. Like I was watching some videos the other day, and and the things that I'm seeing people do, it's just like it doesn't feel ethical. But the thing is, like, if you're up against like 1,000 other businesses doing those things with AI, you're just never going to compete with them. You're going to be like gone. Like,
It's going
have
to
you
be
seen
very
when,
difficult. Yeah.
yeah, like how they generate like videos of people doing reviews of the products and then
Oh, yeah. The
they can do
ethical
the
boundaries.
images and
Oh,
things
man.
like that.
Yeah, dude, you're tossing in a line here because we get into the marketing aspect of what you do in the direct to consumer channel, and obviously one of the concerns I've been watching, and maybe it's not obvious to everybody here, but let's say it out loud. The TikTok review platform, you have to look at it and go, how much of those user generated content videos, and maybe on Instagram or anywhere else for that matter, are actually legit, and how many are being faked, and how many will soon be faked AI. And I was wondering about that. And then I came through an X post yesterday, and there was literally a guy pumping out AI with fake, TikTok reviews that look like real people reviewing real products, and the videos were created automatically out of AI, and they were totally fake, the entire thing.
There's people making millions of dollars doing that right now. Like,
Yeah,
and
yeah, just
it's not
pumping those
even,
videos into TikTok, and people think they're legit, and I'm like, wow, what a world of marketing. You said something, and it's going to be, I think, an important aspect of this entire conversation. That's the business of ethics and ethics
yeah.
in business. You want to, touch that topic a little bit?
Well, I really don't like people faking stuff and things like that. Like, I'm really against that sort of thing.
Yeah,
So when I watch this video, I'm like, how are you going to compete when all these people are just faking everything? And you can't even really tell with some of it. When we build a website, every now and then someone will be like, oh, you just write my about page. And I'm like, no, this is an important page. Like, you want to build a connection with someone. You don't want to just go to the agency and be like, you write it for me. It's like,
right.
there's a story. There's like images of you. Like, people can connect with you. So sort of thing. So even if they just wrote like an outline of it, and maybe we'll change a couple little things here or there, but it sort of has to come from them. And then the other thing too, I've had some people be like, I'll just put all fake reviews on the website. And I think like 5 years ago, one time I did it. And then ever since then, I was like, never again will I ever do that.
It's
'Cause it's
hanging
sort
over
of,
your head. Your conscience is very,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I felt like so bad about it. And I was, yeah, but he ended up writing it all and I added it. And I knew in the back of my mind, and I was like, because I was only new in business and stuff. And I was like, never again will we ever do that. We're never
Yeah.
ever going to do that. So
Yeah, you got
that's
to
why I
set
was,
some principles of business and ethics, or everything becomes possible and nothing has any boundaries anymore.
yeah. So that's why when I watched a couple of those videos, I sort of was like, I don't really know what to think of that at the moment. I'm still trying to work through it and stuff because
Yeah.
we have like strategies to get people lots of reviews and stuff like that. And someone's just going to open up a website and have 1,000 reviews like day one sort of thing. So
Hmm.
yeah, because I don't know if you've noticed this. Oh, it probably is the same on Amazon and stuff like that. But when people have lots of good reviews, like it helps the sales and stuff like that.
Of course it does. Yep. You can have
So
7 or 8 great reviews on a new product launch, and one product goes in there, and you can watch your sales tank by like 40% just from
yeah,
one negative review. And you go and look at the reviewer, and it's a nondescript name with no image, and there's like 4 reviews, 3 are negative, one's positive, and you're like, this is a totally fake profile. This is not a
yeah,
legitimate reviewing profile. And you can just see it immediately because of experience. Most people can't, because we've been in this, 12 years. You can immediately look at that and go, this is a fake profile. And, that's your competitor. It's someone else tanking it. That's a higher thing. Could be a bot. With these AI systems and bots now, it's very easy to go in and write Chrome extensions and others that act just like a human and go in and do fake reviews. And so that is actually a big problem with the system to see, a legitimacy in the customer purchase when there's so much of this nonsense going on. There's a secondary industry growing. I'm sure you know it too, to go out and use AI to stop other AI from nefarious people. There's a whole sub industry that's coming up that's going to be like, well, we want to encode videos or test video encoding to know that this was created by AI. The human eye won't be able to train it. We're going to have a whole nother secondary system coming up that
yeah.
has to try to police this.
I feel like there'll be a badge like this is a verified human or something like that,
I'm a
or
very,
I don't know.
yeah, we have
I
something like
don't
that in the
know.
United States. They're going after. It's called Real ID.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah, which is basically the version of show me your papers kind of stuff, right? Which I really don't like, honestly, because it creates a whole different kind of problem. But there's so much opportunity, though. There's a lot of low hanging fruit. I mean, have you seen, and specifically with the tariff thing, because I know it's a lot on people's minds, those are who are shipping or maybe drop shipping, or, it's a bigger part of the Shopify world because Amazon really stops it or tries to stop it more. I think
yeah.
the Shopify platform. Have you seen that impact on any of your clients? Are you seeing, ways around that right now with that de minimis rule?
So one of our clients was shipping about 100K a month to the US, and oh yeah, obviously like it's going to impact them a lot. But I sort of look at it like two different. There's two different types of people, right? So one person is like, oh, the tariffs, oh, this is bad, oh, and just like being really upset, right? And then my other client is like, you know what? I wonder if this product will go good in Japan and in Europe and stuff. And all out of nowhere, they're selling like $30,000-$40,000 a month to Japan, Europe, where they never would have even
They
thought
never
about. So that,
pivoted or tried it before. Yeah.
yeah, so like
That's,
sometimes when there's chaos, you have to sit back and some people will think of like a solution and something, and they'll find something they never thought about.
yeah.
So yeah,
That's
so
that character trait thing we were talking about earlier, right? They just have a natural, like you, a desire to pivot or change or test something out,
yeah,
as opposed to just being playing more of a victim of the situation. They're problem solvers.
yeah, it probably explains why that person went from zero to millions of dollars. Like the
Yeah.
story of that person is like, I wish every client was that guy. The
Right.
insane work ethic, the insane like, I'll solve any problem that comes to me. Yeah, that guy's a legend.
Those
Yeah,
are traits we love to see. And when we see them in others and they don't see them in themselves, it gets kind of frustrating when you're
yeah,
like, I know
100%.
you could do this. Like, stop telling yourself you can't, right? It's kind of frustrating
Yeah.
that way. What else are you seeing, in this year and going forward, like in terms of your business, and what are you seeing? Obviously AI is leading a big component of that, but what else are you seeing?
Well, I've said this for a while, like the last few years, like people want like to feel a connection between the other person. And I always think like one of the competitive advantages over like maybe Amazon or like a big company is like if you can build like a connection with someone, that's like really important. I think a lot of people they're missing that connection. So if they feel a connection to your business and then they might go buy your product or there's more chance they might pay a little bit extra because they like you, things like that.
Yeah.
Even being on podcasts like this and different things like that, making YouTube videos, some people need more time with you. So if they see a lot of posts on your Instagram, oh, this is a really cool product. They go to your website, oh, it's $2 more than I can get at Target or something, but I really like that person. I'm going to support their business or they like something that they're doing. So I really wish more people did stuff like that. Some people are a bit scared to like put their picture of themselves on their website or something like that.
Hmm.
But I think a lot of people have cool stories and some people want to read them and hear them. And even just having a good about page, you can make an extra $5,000-$10,000 a year just from, being real with people and just saying your story or, it's just things like that. Yeah.
Yeah. You mentioned earlier you do free website audits. So was anybody listening to this get an opportunity to be a part of that if they wanted to check it out?
Oh yeah, if you go to my website, yeah, you can grab one. Yeah, I love doing them. They're one of my favorite things to do. Like, I'll just go through someone's website for 10, 20 minutes and just give them tips and suggestions. I always sort of look at it like when I film those videos, because I've done 2,000 of them now. I always think of like, what would the 2014 version of me want if I asked someone for a video review? And I just be real with people and just try to be nice and just you know, actually show them like what the problems are. Like a lot of the times when people come to someone like me, they'll get a reply and it's like all this techie text and all this sort of stuff, and
Yeah.
people have no idea and what's going on and it's too big. But when you actually see it, yeah, I think it's really good when you do it like that.
Well, that's amazing. And Clayton, I would encourage anybody here listening to this who has a Shopify store might want to improve their conversions, I assume, performance, and any measurable results that might impact the ability for you to sell more product. I would encourage you to grab that link. It's going to be in the show notes here below that you can go and have that free audit done. I would encourage you to do that. If you're wondering if you can make more money on Shopify, get your speed up is always a big one. Get your conversions up, very powerful. You're going to spend more marketing dollars. You want to make sure you're converting them into proper advertising sales. I would encourage you guys to go check that out at the link below. Clayton, is there anything I didn't ask you or anything we didn't cover that you wanted to chat about?
No, thanks for mentioning that, by the way. No, the only thing really is like I'm a really big believer of like pretty much anything's possible when you put your mind to it. What are you going to put your mind to? So if anyone's listening to this and they're like, oh, I don't know if I can do it or whatever, just go for it. Put your mind to it. If you truly put your mind to it, you basically can do anything. So just go do it.
Great word,
And
man.
you'll be on this podcast with your cool story.
There
So
you go. Exactly. We'll get you on the podcast. Thank you for staying up, being a champ. Appreciate you coming on and sharing a good word. And I would encourage everybody to check you out, check out what you're doing. And of course, as we always want to remind people here, your opportunity begins at the end of your excuses. So get out there, do something imperfectly, and something perfect will happen along the way. As always, help me beat big tech. Like, share, subscribe, comment, send this to somebody else who might need an expert review of their website and Shopify and the direct-to-consumer channel, because they might need to hear about this episode. Guys, thank you so much for joining me, Clayton. It's been an honor, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.